All right, so today is Friday, 23rd April, 23rd of April. All right, today we took trades in, yeah, we took trades in, do you know what? This is messed up. So, and I'll explain why. So we took this, where was Snap? Snap we took was actually 500 and something up, but because of stupidity, we brought it down. And then we took some other trades that brought everything down. I mean, we're now 497. It almost looks as if we had a bad trading day. But the truth is, we really just did not trade properly on some things. And I'm looking through everything right now. Pins was probably a really bad trade. Well, not probably, was a really bad trade. Nvidia was a trade out of FOMO. Neo Neo was actually really good, but for some reason we lost money on it. But we swung it overnight. But we didn't. We didn't swing many shares. Yeah, so Neo didn't really do very much for us today. Lyft, I didn't realize I shorted it and I forgot. So whatever gains we made, we lost, and we just completely forgot about it. This is a problem when you're doing simulated trading. Sometimes you don't really focus. BA was a formal, badly managed trade. The stock was good, and then Apple. I don't know what. Oh yeah, Apple was something I swung that went the opposite direction from what I was expecting. So we lost money on that. So as far as some of the goals we're trying to achieve is concerned, we are managing losses a lot better than normal, than before, that is. Um, Sorry, what is this one? Okay, yeah, sorry, I thought that was Nvidia. Yeah, we're managing losses a lot better. We're not losing like so much, apart from pins, which was a trade that was badly managed. I put in a really bad. I mean, the stop was fine, but before it hits your stop, you can always tell that the trade's not working. So I'll give you an example now. So I'm looking at, let's say, Tesla, and I got out of Nvidia early, but I'll explain why I did. Tesla, for instance, say I got in here, my stop would be here, right? But because it's come out of this channel, actually, this is not, because it's come out of the channel, I would more than likely exit. I know we have an inside bar forming, but there's also a chance we may drop. Also, because the SPY is in a region of supply. This region over here, from here to about here, is a very, oops, this should be red, is a strong region of supply. So it's most likely going to reverse, or should I say the probability is that we're going to have a reversal there. But that's the same thing that's happening for Tesla and the others. Yeah, there we go. So I would have probably gotten out already at this point. I mean, I did get out because we reached that point. I marked that level yesterday. And then as I look at it, I see there's an area of supply over here that's caused price to drop because it caused it to drop yesterday. So, all right, so let's talk about why we took the trades we took. Oh wow, and BA is now gone back, but anyway, hit our stop. Why we took the trades we took, um, and what we could have done better with them. All right, so I will start off with Apple. Why I took Apple, and why I got out of Apple, and what was happening, and or whatnot. So if we start this way, so I had a hunch yesterday. I shorted Apple here, 50 shares, and I don't know why, but essentially, and it's funny because look at Apple, so strong right now. But essentially, we have this really big supply region over here. I've not marked it on this chart, but we have a really big supply region over here. It's caused price to stall here, drop to this level, stall here, and then drop out. And I assumed we would go down and start a downtrend. But of course, that's not what has happened. We're just in a trading range. And this is really the buying zone. So essentially, this is the area you buy that leads price up. And as you can see, prices come back here, and Apple has rallied again. So the mistake, or yeah, what I did, which was not a good idea, was taking Apple in no man's land, um, and just trading it that way. Of course, my stop was supposed to be here, but of course, yeah, I did get out on this candle. As to exactly where, that's another thing. But yeah, we lost some cash on it. Yeah, $47. All right, so that was again just the risk that I took. So I'm happy that it wasn't too much. It was just just $50, and then of course Apple has rallied all day. So that was the first one. The next trade that I let's do it in order of how we see it. So the next one was BA. Not that it was the next trade, but the trade that is on the list. So I got into BA when I saw these strong green candles, went long. Where did we go long? We went long here. We put our stop here. And BA was, yeah, and I just thought, okay, since, you can get in any time, this is the last swing low, we'll come here, test this area, and then bounce up, right? At least that was the plan. But BA failed and broke the channel, and then, of course, now reversed at this point. So I decided to flip my position just before reverse. I decided to flip my position because I thought this channel was valid, and went short. But that didn't really work. And then it went back up, and now it's double topping, and maybe we might go short, which is in line with what's happening over here. So the question is, the channel is not working. What did you do wrong? And I think what's actually happened is this is a trading range here. And I think this is an attempt to, so this channel is actually confusing. So if I take this channel off, this is an attempt to break a high, and maybe this is the channel. Oopsie, no. This is the channel here. So this is a, yeah, and this is a down leg, and then now it's going back up again. So essentially, I just went in without really proving price, and I think I should have just seen that instantly when I saw this price action. I should not have taken the trade based on that idea. So that was not really a good trade. So yeah, so lost money twice on BA. So lost money this way and lost money that way, because Lyft was the one that I took, and I completely forgot about it. So I went short here. Now, why did I go short? Oh yeah, I know why I went short. So again, this was me really trying to sort of do this. I thought this was a bearish wedge. And then it broke, and I thought, okay, maybe we're going short for the rest of today. So I got in on this candle, 200 shares, stopped here, but I didn't put the stop. That was the first mistake. I forgot to put the stop, but that was where I was risking. And of course, we didn't go. We went strong, and if I think about it now, I probably should have seen that because we didn't have very strong red candles coming down. We had more green candles going up. And this was not the channel. This was just a wedge based on my own idea. I've done this many times where I form a wedge because it looks like a wedge. You can form a wedge in anything. I can form a wedge here. I can take this and form a wedge. I could also form a wedge here, and do that. You can make anything into a wedge, and I did that essentially. And I should not do that. Because it doesn't work like that. You need to see price gradually moving in the direction that you want it to. Well, ignore this candle, but you see price moving up, and then it's retraced and then moved up and then retraced and then come back here and moved up. So this is the channel, and then this is the next channel, and then this is the next channel. So when price was moving like this, I just assumed that it was doing this. And of course, this was a wedge for this leg of this bigger channel. And I did not get that. I assumed that was the high and this was the next high. I didn't follow price properly. and that was why I got faked out here. I actually shorted price when it was at support. I did not put in the right context, and I think that's the same thing with BA. All right, so next one. I'm just sorry, looking at Tesla and I'm seeing a case for a reversal. But the next one was NIO. NIO, I swung, and you'll see it and you'll be wondering, how did I lose money on this? So you could say what? Okay, so I got out on my swing on this candle, but it was at the bottom. I should have just waited and waited, because when you look at the case, it's making higher highs. So even if it's come here, this is where the stop is, right? So I really had no reason to get out. It had also already broken this high. So it wasn't a double top. It was I mean, you could also say it's a double top, but it was a major top. So there wasn't any reason to get out. And then it started to rally. I think out of FOMO, I jumped in, I put my stop over here, and I realized that based on this channel, my stop is too far, because then I needed to do another leg. I also worked out that if I had counted all the legs, you have one leg up, second leg up, this is the third leg, and usually on the third leg you're always going to get a reversal. So price struggled to get any higher, and then you now look for that other attempt, and then of course you now have the reversal and you have a trading range. So essentially, what I did was I got in here, and I don't know how I managed to lose 12. I think I got in and I got out and I got in again. Let me separate these candles, because the candle is above. Oh, maybe I got in at the top here and I got out there. That's what it is. Which was a stupid trade. I got out here obviously because of the break here. But even though that is a rule for me to get out usually at the break, I did not. I mean, if this is my stop, I should still be in this trade, and yeah, I would have still been able to get some out because my stop is here, but I didn't follow the rules, which was bad. Nvidia, that was my first main trade. Nvidia. All right, so oh wow, I just had a feeling this would happen. All right, so I saw how the Nvidia opened strong. In fact, let me. This was the idea for Nvidia, and in fact, yeah, it's exactly where it needs to stop. So this is my plan or my idea for Nvidia. It's still in this channel, although when I look at it on different platforms, let's look at it here. Like this is the channel, this red line. But if we look at it on this chart, oh, actually, I did not plot this channel, so I should do that now. Yeah, it's still in the channel. I don't like the way this channel looks on this chart. But anyway, yeah, it's still in the channel. So, what was it? So essentially what it was because Nvidia came out here, did not hit the base of the channel, support of the channel. So I assumed, okay, we're going up, which we are. This is actually a great place to buy, but again, we may reverse. But I wanted to see how it would play today, whether it's going to break or not. Anyway, so that was the idea for Nvidia. I was watching this this morning when I was planning the trades. I forgot to plot this channel until Nvidia had already opened. This candle had already appeared. And of course, there's not much for it to travel because this is the kind of price action I'm looking for. But I just thought, let's just see what happens. So we have one push down, second push. So we need another push, maybe down here, and then an explosion. Because we have one leg up, second leg, we're due a third leg, and hopefully it will be an exhaustive leg. So where are we? Yes. So the idea, and please don't tell me it's rallying up. Yeah. So the idea is this. So I don't know why I shorted it because I had a bias and my bias was conflicting based on another person's idea. Um, so essentially, I did the same thing I did with, was it pins or so? Oh, wow, Tesla. I'm just looking at another thing. Anyway, I did the same thing and I essentially plotted this. And then I also did this, right? And I think it broke and I got in. I can't remember, but I didn't actually. Oh yeah, I didn't actually plot the trend line, but that was the idea. I saw a wedge at the top, so I thought, okay, let's get out. Let's short it because it's struggling to go higher. No, that's not what you do, Jid. I mean, you have a strong green candle and then very bad follow through on the red candle. And really, what I should have done is waited and waited to see what was going to happen. Now, as to whether to get in, if I'm going to get in long, which was probably the break of this is still my stop. This, yeah, or not even this. This area is still my stop. Wherever the last swing low is, oh, this would probably be my stop. So this was not a good entry. And I was an entry short. And as a result, I put 50 shares here and I obviously got stopped out. Where did I get stopped out? Oh, no, sorry, that was my stop. I entered on this candle. No, that can't be right. Where did I entered on this other, let's have a look. When did I get into NVIDIA? Why is it showing me there? All right, so that was my first trade this morning. So I went short at 9:47. So 9:47. Yeah, I went short on this candle. So why is it pointing here? Did I go long again? Oopsie. Let's have a look. That's where I got out. I'm sure I'm seeing something wrong. I'm sure I'm not reading it right, and I'm sure I know why I'm doing that. This means I went short. Yes, I did go short on this candle, and this is where I covered when it crossed here. It's just the arrows confuse me. Okay, so sorry, anyway, we'll go into Tesla in a second. Yeah, I didn't need to get out of Tesla. I got out of Tesla a bit too early, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. All right. So, what was the issue? So yeah, I went short on this candle here. My stop was the top of the candle, which was a stupid area for a stop because even if it's a wedge, you could still be stopped out and it will still go short. So that was not. I should have waited for whatever I had plotted here to break, and I didn't. It didn't happen. Maybe for it to go past VWAP, then I know definitely we're bearish, but we were above VWAP, so we're definitely bullish. But the thing I'm learning again is you need to follow the trend. If the trend is, and I don't know if this is probably me just searching for a wedge again, because now I've gone short. Anyway, this is not how I would normally do that. So remove trend line. No, did I duplicate that? Yes, I did. So remove that and then remove that. I've got a session with Brian very soon. All right. So, yeah, okay, yeah. So I did this earlier today, which was cool, because this was just me trying to fit in something. And of course, when it came down, it went into a trading range. But I'm realizing that if you can't see a trend, you can't plot the lines properly, then don't force the trend. This was good. This was the trend reversing and then just going into a triangle. And then once it broke, I should have gone in early, but I got in here instead because it was a small break, small candle. And therefore my risk, when I got in here, I could only play 40 shares because I think I was risking $100. So that's what? So 40 shares. Yeah, I was just risking $100. And as a result of that, we got out over here. We were down 150 something, got out with a gain of about 80 something. So it was a 1-to-1 trade. The reason why I got out again is because it stalled, and it stalled. I thought this was the supply region, so I was trying to get out where this purple line was. But then when I looked back in time, look back from yesterday, this area is a supply region from this whole area of buying. So essentially, all the people who bought here and have been caught in this mess are now selling. So yeah, so that was the problem. I just decided to get all out there. With Tesla, I should now remember, if is that the next one? Nvidia pins. Okay, let's do pins first, then we'll talk about Tesla. And why I'm out of Tesla. It's not because I got scared, it's because I forgot the numbers I was in. All right, I wanted to short pins, but that's by the by. Because I had this set up, I said, okay, let me short, but you see, I can't. If I do that, it's just not going to let me. It says you can't borrow it. So, but the idea was to short it when this happened. Now, what happened here? FOMO. I jumped in with 100 shares. Why did I jump in with 100 shares? And I put my risk here. No, could not have been there because I got out there. I think I put my risk. Why did I put my risk here? No, I didn't put my risk here. I put my risk there, but I realized that 100 shares was too much for that risk. So that was bad. As you can see, second candle, I went long, and that didn't go very well. And then got out. Yeah, so I was long here and then got out over here. I mean, I was down quite a bit here, and then when it reversed over here, I got out because I noticed that this was just a FOMO trade. This was based on an idea that we're making higher highs and higher lows. This really should be my stop, but I'm getting in at the top. I hadn't even plotted the channel. So if I do it now, we can see this trading range. And this, I don't know, but this is, yeah, this has not been a good, and to go short in a channel going up is never a good idea. Like yesterday, yeah, this was badly, and I think I'm learning that I'm not very good at trading pins. Like, yeah, this you want to be going long, but all the long moves are at night, or when the market's closed. This would have been a good entry long, but of course, I at this point you don't know where it's going, so you can't. But here you do, and of course I messed it up. So that's what happened with pins. I did want to go short. Obviously I didn't see this, but I wanted to go short because of this break. And that again is a bad trade, and how I've traded in the past and lost money. What I mean by that is I need to know where the supports and the resistances are before I jump in. I can't just jump into a trade and expect it to work. All right, then Roku. We lost on that one too? No, we made some. I think that's one I swung. I don't think I played Roku today. I think I swung Roku. Yeah, Roku's one I swung. And then I swung from yesterday. So if we look at that. So I think the swinging ones, yeah, so I got out. So what was the idea? What did I do? I went long here. Now, why did I go long here? Why did I go long here? I think I know why. All right, so that's my stop there. Roku yesterday. Where is yesterday's close? All right, I can check this out. Oh, actually, that is the reason why, and this is why I put this here. So, yeah, because of this. So I went long here, and I was anticipating a big run up. I think we double bottomed, and I don't know what's going on. Maybe this is not plotted right. So that was the reason why I went in. When today we've gone up a bit, and then we've come down. So I have a feeling this is another channel, and the base of the channel is not right. Yeah, I have a feeling I have plotted the wrong base, and this is a new base. So I'm just going to correct that now. Yeah, I think this is what it should be, because we've reversed and we haven't taken that low out. So this is, yeah, so this is the, oh no, this is yesterday's, but we haven't started going up. So if we see what happens here, it'll be interesting maybe to just swing this over the weekend and see what happens. But anyway, so that was the idea. So I took it long from here, 30 shares, and got out here, and that's what happened. But of course, Roku has come back down, and this is one I would not trade intraday until it's gotten to a resistance, and a resistance that makes sense. Okay, so that was Roku. Snap was one we swung and we messed up for some stupid reason. I assumed this is one I messed up today, and I started going short. No, I went long twice, and yeah. Oh wow, what happened? Oh, I don't know. I kept buying this at the top of the candle and dropping, bought again, and it dropped, and I lost like some money. It's just stupid. Now this is the area to buy. Yeah, this is what you want. And I've completely forgotten about how I like to trade these. So the initial plan was to go long when this broke. It didn't break, so the initial trend line was this. I took it from here down here, and I was expecting it to go up, but it didn't. And then I thought, okay, maybe the trend line's wrong, so I redrew the trend line, and I realized that you can do this where you tap the lows instead. And now we have a double bottom forming, and if we have another bottom, then we can go long. So the plan is 1, 2, well, I don't know if there's a third. Where's an exhausted leg? The volume's not on this chart, on this page, but I think it's on another page. Okay, so that was Snap. And also the reason why we went long the previous day, we went long here. Now, why? If we go back and look at, okay, this is actually something that freaked me out this morning when I saw price so high. So yeah, because we've done a down leg trading range, we close around here. So naturally, this is the base buying region, double bottom, we should be going up. And of course, that's exactly what we did. But we've rejected so quickly, so I don't know. This one's going to be a funny one to chart because, yeah, I'm not really sure what to say. All right, so that's Snap, and because of that, I'm not ready to go into it. Target was a very good trade today. In fact, it's still looking great, but I've gotten out of it. Actually, let's take something out. Okay, so TGT. So I got into Target first short. And the idea was, and it was stupid when you think about it. I mean, the reason why I went short on Target was because this has been Target. It's done 3 legs up, 1, 2, 3, and then it's gone sideways, and then try to attempt to make another high, can't break this high, and now we are going into either a trading range or we're going down. So I thought, okay, let's go down with Target. Where did it open? It opened here. This was the problem, no man's land, and that was the first issue. So just finished one leg down, second leg down, hasn't gone to the top yet. It's gone up a bit and then pulled up back to the top. This is today. But so essentially we want to be going long, but I was short biased with it for some weird reason. I was. So I saw it do this, push down, pull back, pushed again, and I got short on this candle, risking the top of this candle, and it was very bad follow through. And I just thought, oh my goodness, we have a double bottom. So I jumped out, here I covered, and then I went long at first. Yeah, why do I have 400? I went long, somehow I have 400, but I removed 200 because it was too much. My stop was here, and then just rode this thing, took off 100 here. Oh yeah, so my first target was here, 205. Now, initially I thought, okay, why did I come up with 205.5? I was aiming for 206 as a final exit. I actually got to 206. Haha. Oh, yeah, my final exit was 206, and I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know why I picked 206. Oh yeah, I know why. I assumed this was the trend line, the channel. So if we look at this, yeah, it did get. That was exactly why I wanted 206. Anyway, so that was the trend line there. But then I looked on TradingView and I noticed that 206 was a bit too close to this point, and sometimes it may not touch it. So I didn't want to take that risk. So I wanted 205.5 as my exit. So what did I do now? So I held, took out some here because I think it was stalling at this point. I thought, okay, let's take some and protect ourselves. Then took another 50, and then started scaling out here and here, and that was it really. And that worked out pretty well, even though we were down initially by 100 and no, not up to 100, about 50 something. We made up quite a bit, so that was a good trade. And I'm glad I didn't put pressure of losing on this. I think initially I did with 400. I don't know why I would do that, but I did. And then now took out the 200 because I thought that was just too much. All right, and then Tesla, which is now reversing. All right, so Tesla was a very interesting one. Now let's look at the idea. Oh gosh, we have that anomaly. Tesla is kind of in a funny trading range at the moment. It's broke out really strongly, and I've been hoping that we would get a very nice. Let's actually take out these trades so we can see it clearly. I was hoping we would have a really nice run up today. But the thing that really concerned me was the fact that the pullback yesterday was a bit too strong for my liking. It wasn't a 50% pullback. It was quite a strong pullback. So that kind of made me feel that we still have. I think what I'm saying is we have a lot of sellers in the stock. From this area, sellers pushed the price down here. They're pushing it again, and they pushed it quite a bit beyond the 50% mark yesterday. So I don't know. I don't expect price to rally as strong today, and that's exactly what's happened. It hasn't really run up as much, just slowly, and there's been a very choppy price action in the process. But anyway, did plan to go long here, and if we go back and then now look at what has happened. Now we have some supply regions, particularly this level here, and as you can see, it's stalling a bit. All right, so why did I get into the areas that I got in? So the price opened very choppily this morning, which is fine. I jumped in here with only 10 shares because my risk was here, my stop was here. I was risking, I think, 150, if I got in here with 10. Yes, 120. It was about 150 because it was all the way up here. So I said, okay, this is my risk. Came down here, added another 10, and brought my stop. If it was 20 now, what was my risk now? 20. I think I brought my stop up to about here, just round about here. Why would I bring my stop here? God knows. And then we now double bottomed. Oh yeah, and then took out the other 20, took out some here because we double topped. So took everything out since we double topped, and then waited. When we broke this consolidation or this pullback, as you can see, the 50% pullback, and again another measured move. I jumped in long just at the break here. Could have jumped in here, but I didn't really like there was no good signal candle here. So I jumped in long here with 50 because I put my stop here now. So I was only risking with 50 shares. I was risking another 150 since I jumped in here, and then took 25 out here because I think the SPY at this point was in this region, and I just thought, okay, this could be the double top coming out. Let's just take some to protect ourselves. And then when it broke, this was just a bull flag, broke out, and then scaled out, took another 10 because this was the next level, and then I had how many left? I think I had like 20 left. I thought I had 40 for some weird reason. So I took out 20 and it was like, oh, trade done. And that was our trade for today. So it was a good trade, but we took out way too much. The trend lines helped, just because they were able to show us, you have one push, two push, and there's a third push which wasn't successful, and therefore getting out was paramount. So that was Tesla. I think that was the last one. Yeah, that was the last one. So as far as today's concerned, intraday we didn't do too well. Pins, bad trade. Nvidia could have been better if we just waited. Lyft, bad trade, not focused. BA, FOMO, not really good. So that wasn't great. Tesla, really good trade. And TGT, really good trade. And these just came out at the back of just patience and really having good focus. Really good risk management on these two. So I'm happy with those two. The ones that I swung, I don't really count them as anything because I think I was lucky. Yeah, I would just say I was lucky. The other ones I was looking at today, so we can have a look. There was Square, but I didn't want to go into SQ because I was confused with price action. If we look at, and it confused in the sense that I just didn't know where the price is going. I mean, now I look at it, it looks pretty okay. This is still a trading range. I thought we were going up, but we're still in trading range, and this is just the buy zone, still going sideways. This is the sell zone, so we're going sideways. What is that? When did we open? Yeah, so it's not really moved much. So that was SQ. So it didn't even bother because once I saw that wick at the bottom, essentially, where is it? Yeah, this whole area of selling. I just thought, well, it's already crossed the area I would have been stopped out at. Maybe it's going down. God knows what's happening. I don't know. So I just decided, no, I'm not interested in this. And look at today, we don't really have great price action. So not interested. It helps to see what the price action is and how it's traded over the last few days, and look at that, and you have even more volume today than the other days. So yeah, this is just a sideways day, not much is happening. So that was SQ. Baidu, wanted to take Baidu long because again, based on I haven't actually charted Baidu. Oh, actually I have, and it's broken out and it's now bull flagging. Interesting. But anyway, so this is Baidu. I haven't actually charted its course yet. I should do that now, actually. This is me assuming that's the high and me assuming that's the low. I'll just take this out. Let's just join these together. Very tight channel. So we're only interested in Baidu long, but it's already made its move, so no point. Where was it? Yeah, so most of the move was done in the pre-market and the out of hours. So this leg was just to the resistance, and then you now have this pullback, and then you should start heading up. So this is why overnight you need to trade, I think, with that overnight consideration. So that was one we're looking at, and then another one we were looking at was Microsoft, Apple. I've taken, actually, do you know what? Let's put Apple back in here because, I mean, look at this. This is just madness. And it's actually done more. What's this now? 1.2. And then what's this? 1.4. Okay, so it's at the top right now. I mean, look at this too. And I didn't expect Microsoft to do this today. I assumed, based on the way, but then you see when I look at it now. Okay, yeah, I know why. I know why. So I corrected. This is a correction. The initial, um, the initial chart looked like this, and so I assumed, and we were here this morning. So I assumed we were going down. Um, yeah, because I thought this. But as you look at it now, it kind of, I don't know. It was, again, this is why you can try and fit things to make it work for you. But now I look at it, I realize that this is the run up, and this is the trading zone. This makes sense, a lot more sense on a much higher time frame. So maybe on a 4 hour, things will make more sense because now you see all the ranges, you see the pushes, um, and everything else. And of course, I'm expecting Microsoft to stall at this level. All right, so because the range is quite huge, even though it's not a lot in terms of price, but Microsoft doesn't move much per day. So when it does move, like even look at this, the volume is so low compared to some other days. So today isn't, even though it looks like a big day, it's not actually moving that much. Where is it? Yeah, it's not really that. It's not moving that much from just $3 in one day. There are times when it's rallying and it rallies for a lot more than that, maybe $5 or $6. So it doesn't look as much as it. It's not as much as it looks. Sorry. Apple, the same thing. Apple's actually okay. I don't know why that does that, but that was something we're looking at because I was more short biased, as I said, based on that analysis. I didn't take it, so we're going to see what happens. Maybe it breaks out. I doubt it is going to break out because over the last for a very long time this has been a selling area. So, but it's at all time. No, it's not an all time highs yet. Almost at all time highs. Yeah, so we should see some selling very soon. Apple, similar story. Um, Apple still in that supply region, just coming up to it, and then we'll see what happens, whether we reject or whether we go up, or whether we just still keep going sideways because we've done that before for a bit. Boeing, yeah, we've talked about Boeing. Boeing is very difficult to judge intraday. I find I can never really I can't see the price action very well. At least not with the way I like to chart the price action. So I find it very difficult to trade. This is a buy region. Oh, excuse me. This is a buy region. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. I never trade Boeing because of that. I find it difficult to trade. So that was the other one. And then which other one did we have? AMAT, which we have options on. We have two options expiring next month. So this has gone up okay. It's just consolidating. Yeah, it's not really doing much. It moves very slowly. I was hoping, because so far it's like, see what's done over here. I was hoping we would get that sort of thing. Let's look at the price action. Yeah, it's just going sideways and don't like that at all. I was hoping that we would have, this was a pullback and it would have a run, but it's just held this resistance. I bought some options here, which was another really stupid idea. This is where I should be buying, but I bought them over here. I seem to always buy and sell areas, and it's always been a problem of mine. Whenever I buy, it's because, oh, FOMO, and you should never buy in FOMO in sell areas. Always wait till you get to a buy area. Okay, so that was AMAT. NVIDIA we talked about, Snap we talked about, and pins we talked about. All right, wasn't a bad day. Wasn't a, and usually Fridays tend to be really bad for me. And yeah, so this one was good learning. I think I'm just gonna keep doing this I'm still using simulated trading only because I need to perfect um, this approach of swinging. My swing trades are not amazing. Um, I need to improve on my swing trades. Don't really know where this is going. Um, yeah, I'm gonna wait for Monday to see what the price action is for this because I don't like this at all.